What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a dream catcher read for the sign of Virgo. Okay, Virgo, you guys are third during the zodiac lineup for group 2. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so. Um, Took me a little minute, which is like a first time in a while as far as like getting your dream catchers done. Okay. Usually I, power through the dream catchers. All right. Um, Sitting in your energy, Virgo collective, before starting. And I did some shuffling. And before I get into where we are right here, before I shuffle this deck, um, the Sacred Geometry, which is the Oracle deck over here, Earth and Change came up, okay, for you guys. So you and Capricorn are kind of in tandem in the sense of Capricorn got Gaia and you guys, but during their reading, and you guys are kind of piggybacking in the sense of maybe just reconnecting with yourselves, okay, in the sense of change that is coming or has already transpired. Okay, so now getting ready to shuffle this first deck to start, and we already have the Two of Wands, okay, and then the Eight of Wands. Okay, so a lot of action happening. Maybe you're having to make a decision soon, or have made one already. One being for you, maybe for your greatest good, maybe starting over in something, okay, with there being two wands here, okay, to start. But it is in a 10 of Wands situation if I add these together, okay? So could be one decision that you make ends up being a burden. So be mindful, okay? Make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons, okay? Usually, Eight of Wands means fast communication or fast movement of some sort, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the reading, okay? We're going to go ahead and shuffle two more times for you guys before we do a triple cut, and then we'll see where your energy lies in with the person and or situation as well. Okay, so let's split by threes. And let's get started. Mind you, I do shuffle these before I even start, so whenever I have to during the reading, that means there's some energy shifting, okay? One from the top, which is your energy. One directly from the bottom, which is the energy of the situation and or person. And then we have one energetically from the middle, which I am going to go for this one, which is the energy between you and the situation and or person, okay? So let's see what's going on with the collective. Virgo, your energy is in your energy, hermit, okay? Isolation, okay, of some sort going on. Then the energy of the situation and or person is in this Four of Cups energy, which is Cancer, okay? Cancer moon, possibly, okay? Again, any of the signs that I mentioned is just an honorable mention. You can either be dealing with that particular sign or you could have it in your birth chart, okay? Lastly, the energy between the two of you or the situation, okay, is leading to more wands. Three of Wands energy, okay, which is Aries energy, fire energy, okay? So, as you remember when we were shuffling and we split the deck to start. Two of Wands, Eight of Wands, okay? In the Capricorn reading, there was a King of Cups. However, in the back, I kind of saw three wands, okay? And saw three wands sitting behind that King of Cups. So again, like I said, kind of piggybacking off of your counterpart, Earth sign Capricorn, okay? So if you have Capricorn in your chart, maybe in a placement that's important to you, you may want to watch that Dreamcatcher read too, okay? So let's start off with your energy being in this Hermit, okay, which is you. This is a, I will say, new energy alert. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Truly appreciate your patronage. Feel free to subscribe so that way you can get notified when I drop another reading for your sign, okay? But you have your energy here, Virgo. This Hermit here has a staff, if you will, kind of sitting on a cliff, very dangerously, okay, but at peace in a way. The eyes are white, the sun is setting, okay. Usually with the Hermit, it means isolation and, you know, needing to kind of focus. Four of Cups, dealing with some feelings here. Along with this. So maybe you're kind of in your feels right now, Virgos, and it's time for you to kind of isolate so that way you don't really impose anything on anyone else, okay? That would be your best bet, okay? To just kind of, as this one Hermit is doing, is kind of meditating, if you will, okay? Maybe avoid any kind of irrational decisions, okay? Sometimes Virgos have a tendency of acting out irrationally, okay? And so maybe you're taking the time to avoid doing that, okay? And seeing and checking your own energy, okay? Thus, like I said, pre-read, you had Earth and change, okay? Something that you may need to change is that irrational thinking, possibly, okay? If you deal with a lot of irrational thinking or overthinking in a negative light, you can pick up my Sanctuary meditation oil, which would be good. It has, for you, it has lapis lazuli in it. And so that kind of assists with that overthinking. You can rub it on your temple and the nape of your neck and just kind of focus on, you know, avoiding doing that type of thinking, okay, as it does not do any good for you or anyone around you, okay? So let's get into the person and or situation. I feel like it's more of a situationship kind of thing, okay? You have this Four of Cups here, like I said, Cancer Moon, or Moon in Cancer, okay? So Four Cups here, of course, it's like your typical Rider's Waite, where you have someone being handed a cup, but they're not sure if they want to take it, with these three cups in front, okay? This person is looking up to the heavens where this cup is kind of having some light shining behind it, okay? It's a valiant offer. I don't know why it's very rare that I say valiant, okay? It's a valiant offer. Cups is talking about emotions and feelings. So, of course, water energy with this Cancer sign being here, okay? So, I feel like it's a valiant offer of feelings, okay? And maybe you're in your head about it, Virgos, but you need to kind of, again, make sure you're not thinking selfishly, in a way of, if it's not your way, it's no way kind of vibe, okay? Because this person possibly is, or the situation itself is really the only valuable or, again, attainable situation for you to be in, okay? So accept it for what it is and don't look at the negatives behind it or the possible negatives of it, because that would mean trust issues, okay, in my opinion, okay? So possibly lacking trust in the situation or the person that's trying to give you something, okay? And so that's what I'm feeling from these two cards here, okay? Isolation, to think about what possibly is being offered to you or what you can do with what you have, okay? Next, let's go ahead and get into the energy between these two, okay, which is you and the situation and or person, which is in Three of Wands, okay? Three of Wands. I'm feeling more so questions than an intuitive, feeling, in the sense of, what are you waiting for? Okay. What are you truly expecting someone to do? Are you expecting someone to, or something to just jump in and fall in your lap? Okay. With Three of Wands, is talking about, making a substantial, in my opinion, okay, I am an intuitive reader. Three of Wands, meaning there's a ship here and you're waiting for that ship to come in, okay? Waiting for some kind of ship to come in. You've made your choice, okay? And you're standing your ground in something, okay? There's no relationship here, okay? There's no relationship. No relationship vibes that I'm feeling at all. This is about you making a foundation somewhere, okay? And maybe the decision, and maybe you've been dreaming about this decision, and maybe asking the universe or God to kind of give you some insight of what the best probability is or what could happen from it, okay? If it's something that you truly want and you've been waiting for, then there's really nothing else to explore but going for it, okay? Just because it may not have some of the certain things that you want doesn't mean that it's not good for you, okay? You have to, as the saying goes, crawl before you walk, okay? Maybe this one thing that you're going for, or the situation at hand, is good for right now, and it doesn't mean that you can't move forward, later on and get those other things that you want, okay? So that's as far as I'm going to go with that, okay? So let's get into what the main focus should be for you guys, Virgos. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the mindful messages here. And we're going to go by threes, and then of course my usual cut by threes as well. You can take both messages. I'm going to pull two cards from here. You can take both for yourself or both towards the situation at hand, or you can take one of each, okay? Whatever resonates for you, okay? Remember, you guys, if at any point in time during the reading, one section of the reading works better for you than the main line of the reading, then by all means, that's what's meant for you, okay? You do share your energy with other placements. As people learn their birth chart, they're starting to watch for their other signs, okay? So just be kind of cognizant of that, okay? So one from the top and one from the bottom, okay? So let's see what your messages are, Virgos. First message is get focused, okay? Get focused. One card that comes up very rarely, okay? But basically I'm aiming this towards that throat chakra, okay? Get focused. To attract what I want, first I get clear on what it is I desire, okay? I envision it for a minute or more every day, feeling how it would feel to have this in my life, what I would do, how I'd react, and who I'd tell. I picture it all. Through my continual alignment with my desires, they begin to flow into my physical reality in divine timing, okay? So focus. Imagine what it is that you truly want, Virgos, okay? not the little tiny. We sometimes have a tendency as a collective to focus so much on the small, minute, minuscule things. Okay, I think as being an earth sign, the way that I kind of look at it is that we're an earth sign. What is earth in general? When you go outside into a forest, there's all these kind of small, minute molecules and atoms of the grass, the ground, the mineral below the ground. We can get very in depth, okay? You have the trees, you have the bark of the trees, all these little things that make up a forest, that make up a park, wherever you are, as far as when it comes to being an earth sign. So we are very observant, okay? Because our roots go deep, okay? And so when you get focused, okay? And maybe you focus on the wrong things, okay? Focus on the things that matter the most, okay? That are going to make the biggest impact, not the small things. Because some of the small things you could probably get over a little bit quicker than anything else, okay? And it's not going to make a dramatic change to it, such as things that get on your nerves, okay? There's ways to avoid things getting on your nerves, such as staying away from that particular thing that bothers you or person that bothers you, okay? Addressing it point blank, period, so that way it can be addressed and nipped in the bud and you don't have to worry about it, okay? But while you're in this hermit mode, get focused on what it is that you truly desire. And of course, you know, the Heart's Desire reading is coming up soon, so hopefully we'll tap into that in that reading, okay? Let's move into the second message, which is balance. Balance, okay? A little bit of crown chakra here with some root chakra and third eye, okay? I surround myself and I feel like a little bit of Libra energy here. So you could have that in your birth chart or have that sign around you, but it's just an honorable mention. I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them, but I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. I have found a healthy balance between being with friends and having self-care time, okay? So maybe you've done a lot of maybe, networking, partying, things like that, and it's time to recharge, okay? Thus this isolation, okay? Totally normal, it may be a culture shock for those that are, in your inner circle, but those who know you well enough know that you do need some time. Maybe some of that time is in reflection of those who are around you and who can help you move forward, okay? Not so much as a resource, but in the sense of evolving together, okay? So that is all I'm going to say about that, Virgos. You have a lot of Heart's Desire readings that I've already done. You can go through the playlist on my channel and kind of go back into that energy a little bit, which touched base on, friendships and platonic relationships, okay? So, because I'm not going to bring that into this reading. I'm trying to keep it, not that those readings were negative, but they go pretty deep and it's, kind of specific. So, go back and kind of look at those readings. Like I said, you can find them on my playlist, Heart's Desire readings, okay? There's plenty out there and growing. So just check those out, okay, Virgos? So I'll also put the link to my Etsy shop in the description box so you can check that out, okay? So we're going to head into your sacred geometry, which is going to talk about what the possible outcome of the energy is for you guys, okay? In the sense of, some final advice to wrap up your reading, okay? So one more shuffle here. I will say consciousness and discernment is showing up at this last shuffle, okay? Start using that a little bit more, Virgos, as sometimes you can be very free-spirited and trusting, but as soon as someone crosses you, you pretty much cut them, okay? So, use your discernment to kind of avoid that as much as possible, okay? Some objective thinking needs to be had, okay? So, one from the top, same as before, and one from the bottom. You can take snapshots if you like of the imagery. I like it because it's very lucid. And so it can kind of help if you're into metaphysical work, meditation, and just kind of use that as an additive for, just imagery meditation is what I would call it, or meditation with imagery. Okay. So let's get into the first message, which is perception. Okay, perception has came up before in readings. Okay, beautiful imagery here. It almost kind of reminds me of kind of like a throwing star, if you will. Okay, or like origami in a way. 35 equaling out to 8, meaning again balance. Okay, and 3 centering yourself with taking a step back, doing self-care. Okay, and 5 promoting change. Okay, change of a behavior, change of an environment, change of people, lots of change. Okay, so the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Okay? Now, peering at this imagery here, I see, and I'm focusing more so on the center of this card being that small dot in this like fine line, if you will, like a beam, if you will. Okay? And it just kind of hones in on the perception. If I were to just kind of slightly turn this as you're kind of like looking at it, you can almost picture an eye, if you will, and maybe your eye, okay, as you're looking at things all around you, okay? The biggest thing that I feel is needed to kind of be prominent for your reading is what we perceive as real and take a good, hard, deep look at it. Okay? It could be, like I said, environment, connections that you have, behaviors, things that truly need to change that may be causing or putting a damper on your life. Okay? And how much longer can you deal with it? Okay? You know that it's a problem, but you keep dealing with it. Okay? Maybe you're wondering who's real and who's fake. Okay? It's time to really start paying attention to those things. Again, I would really implore you to go and look at your previous readings for Heart's Desire because they may help you a little bit when it comes to those connections. Okay? Next, let's get into your final message so we can wrap up your reading, which is root chakra. Okay, root chakra number 1. Okay, which is the first chakra, your base chakra. Okay, it says the frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well in the physical world. Okay, what is your true passion? Okay, Heart's Desire readings are kind of gained or geared towards that. Okay, if you need to figure out or kind of hone in on what your true passion is or where your passion is going to take you, I would suggest probably 2 of my spiritual baths in my shop, which is the Awakening by the Beach. I would not suggest taking them like back to back. If you're a spiritualist, maybe 1 spiritual bath a month. Okay. You only need 1 cup of salt. It's already measured for that. But the Awakening by the Beach helps with your crown chakra, third eye, following your intuition and making good judgment calls. Okay. It has a citrus note to it with orange and some other dried flowers that are really helpful in promoting detoxification if you feel as though you need almost like a kind of, again, spiritual bath. That's really what it's for. Okay. You can then also try the Ignite My Passion, which has also citrus notes of grapefruit and a couple of other essential oils in it, which is more geared towards helping you ignite that passion within you with that root chakra. Okay, so if you were to do that, maybe more so along a new moon phase is what I would do it, how I would do it, while listening to a root chakra meditation, okay, or kind of expanding to all three, your root, your solar plexus, and your sacral, okay. And I would probably sit in that bath for at least, probably, if you're trying to ignite something and ignite change, then I would suggest at least a good hour, okay, or about a good 45 minutes or so, okay, or pretty much an hour at best, okay. Not really hot water, but something a little bit tepid, okay. So that way you're not drying your body out too much. You're not going to, with just 1 cup of salt, if you're excessively putting salt in a bath, more than 2 cups is actually what dries your skin out, but 1 cup does not do that, okay. That's going to really dissipate. It's meant to be a very light aromatherapy scent, so it's kind of going to waft around you. That's how I've made it. So it's not heavily scented, okay. So with that being said, that's what I would do. Ignite this passion within you, Virgos. Ground yourself again, as far as being an earth sign, and deeply put your roots with whatever it is that really, motivates you, okay? And kind of get back to that. You've probably been a little bit dormant and you need to reawaken it, okay? So with that being said, that's all that I have for you guys, Virgos. This is probably the longest that I've ever done a reading for you guys in a while. We do have 2 more readings left to go. So until then, Virgos, peace.